Hey guys, and welcome back to my kitchen. It's been a while, but it's the end of the season, so I wanted to get all my vegetables and everything before I take them out of the ground for the winter. So I have some Roma tomatoes and some fresh basil. So what better to do, make a bruschetta. Okay, so I'm gonna show you all the ingredients. It's very quick, easy, and delicious. So I'm gonna show you everything and we'll get started. All right guys, so come on in and I'm gonna show you the ingredients that you need. Really, really simple and delicious, all right? So first we're gonna start off with a bunch of Roma tomatoes, okay? These are the nice Roma tomatoes that are from the garden. They're the last of my bunch, so that's it. I have some delicious fresh basil. You have to use fresh basil for this. You want good quality, as fresh as can be, all right? So everything you get, you want it to be as fresh as possible. Okay, so basically you use your tomatoes, you have fresh basil, I have some fresh garlic, of course, olive oil, a little salt and pepper. You're not gonna use all of this. This is just to sprinkle on, okay? Then I have over here some balsamic vinegar. And you don't have to use the balsamic vinegar, but it does give it a nice flavor when you mix everything together. It gives it like a little zest, you know? And then what I have over here is a baguette. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'll show you how to cut that up and I'll show you what to do to make your breads. All right, so the first thing you wanna do, okay, first of all, what I like to do is you're gonna cut up some garlic. Okay, you're gonna mince it up, okay? I just go like this, kind of just chop it up into chunks, okay? Now, the reason I'm doing this like this for you to show you is that you're gonna literally just make a few little minced, whoops, some of it's flying. What I like to do is to take this, okay? And I'm gonna take a little bowl of olive oil, a few tablespoons, not too much. You're just gonna use this for your bread. Okay, and I'm gonna put the garlic right into the olive oil. And that's gonna sit there and it's gonna infuse into the olive oil. So when you brush it onto your bread before you toast it, it gives it a really nice flavor. All right, so I'm gonna start chopping up everything. Okay, first I'm gonna start off with the actual, because I started with the garlic already, I'm just gonna cut my garlic and mince them up. And then I'm gonna show you how to cut the tomatoes. And you get everything into the bowl, it's real simple. Okay, so let me finish my garlic and I'll show you the next step when you come back. All right guys, so I have my garlic all minced up in here. I have the other garlic in the olive oil. It's just gonna sit there and marinate a little bit for our toast. And I'm gonna cut up the tomatoes. Let me show you how to do this, all right? What you're gonna do is you're just gonna slice these up into little chunks. Now, Roma tomatoes are great because they have a really great flavor, but they also are not too juicy. So you don't want anything too juicy. I mean, you want a little juice, but if it's very juicy, just drain it. You could put them in a strainer or whatever. So what you want to do is, you see like the size I'm doing it? Okay, you're going to cut them like this. Make sure you have a really sharp knife, otherwise you're going to have a very hard time cutting tomatoes. All right, like the Ginsu, you know that Ginsu commercial with the can? You want to make sure your knife is really sharp, all right? So what you want to do is, as you're cutting your tomatoes, just throw them into a nice bowl. All right, so again, I'm going to show you real quick. Look, we're going to go fast. Okay, slice, slice. Make them into nice little chunks. Whoops, this one got a little smushed. But that's all right. It all gets mixed up anyway, right? All right, so we're gonna cut these up, get them all into the bowl. And then I'll show you how to cut your basil. There's a knack in cutting basil so it doesn't get too minced up. All right, so I'm gonna finish cutting my tomatoes, and when I'm done, I'll show you the next step. Guys, one thing I forgot to do is to tell you to preheat your oven to 400 degrees, because what you wanna do is get your bread in the oven. And I cut up all the tomatoes, and I'll show you what to do next. It's really simple. Now this is just one, loaf of bread. What you have is your garlic here, okay? So you wanna take the garlic and the oil that's already infused, and you wanna just coat each side of the bread. Okay, you can get a little garlic on there if you can. I'm just going real quick. But we're gonna just coat each side of the bread, and you're gonna throw this in the oven for about 5 minutes, all right? Now, you could add a little bit of cheese on it, like a little bit of, what do you call it? A little bit of Parmesan cheese, or a little bit of mozzarella in there, and you can toast them, I'm gonna need to add a little more oil in this. Let me add a little more oil to my dish. So you get the idea. You're gonna coat each side, all right? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna flip it, okay? Flip each side of the bread, and you're gonna put a little bit on each side. It's gonna give that bread a really nice toasty crunch, which is what you want. All right, so let me finish this. I'm gonna put it in the oven for about 5 minutes until the sides are all nice and browned, okay? And then I'll come back and I'm gonna show you exactly how to do the basil and the rest of the ingredients. All right, guys, so the bread is in the oven. It's gonna be about 5 minutes. What you wanna do now is take your basil, okay? And you wanna I have about maybe 10 or 11 pieces of basil. You can go by your own flavor here, okay? You want to fold them up. What you want to do is roll it up like this, okay? And this way, it makes nice little shreds of basil. See that? Okay, and see it's going to come out really, really shreddy. That's what you want. You don't want it too diced. You want to have a little flavor in there. So you're going to throw all of this into the tomatoes. Okay, let me finish these couple other pieces. Like I said, this is what you do. You just fold it up like this. You put them on a, stack them up, and then you roll it. Okay, and then you give it a cut. Okay, I'm not a chef, so don't mind me if I'm holding the knife wrong, but this is how I do it. Okay, I'm gonna roll this in there. Now, put this to the side. Now to this, you're gonna add your fresh garlic. Okay, garlic's in. You're gonna take a little bit of kosher salt, not too much. You could always add it later, you can't take it off. And a little bit of black pepper. Okay, so you wanna add some black pepper on there. Now to this, you're gonna add some olive oil. I would do maybe, I don't know, about 4 tablespoons, 4 or 5 tablespoons. You could always add a little more. And you're gonna add some balsamic vinegar. Now this is actually a balsamic vinegar glaze. You don't even have to add it to the salad. What you could do at the end is just glaze it on top of your little bruschettas to make it look pretty. But I'm gonna put it right into the salad just so it gives it a nice flavor. Okay, this is the glaze, so you don't use too much of it. Maybe about a tablespoon or so. Okay, and you're gonna let this just marinate for a little bit. I would say give this a good 10 minutes or so to marinate, get everything ready to go. Put it in the refrigerator if you want, make it nice and cold. And that is it. This is so delicious. What we're gonna do is put this on the bread and give it a taste. And there you have it. You will not waste your tomatoes and basil from your garden. Okay, so as soon as the bread's out, I'll get it ready and I'll show you and we'll give it a test. All right guys, so the bread is a little crispy, the tomatoes are done, and this is what you wanna do. You just wanna put them on your dish like this, or you can serve them maybe like with the bruschetta in a bowl with the bread on the side and people can scoop it themselves. But this is how it will come out and it is absolutely delicious. Right now the bread's really hot, so I'm not gonna put it in my mouth because I won't be able to speak afterward. But I hope you enjoy this. Please, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and enjoy.